Howdy, friends and neighbors. Old Doc here. We haven't been doing a whole heck of a lot lately, I guess. There's been quite a few changes, I suppose. I'm semi-retired now to spend more time with my folks, because some of you know, they're older and what have you, and I just want to be around them more. So that's part of the reason. So I took early retirement. Just been kind of goofing around, messing around with stuff when time and weather permits. I know we got a mess in here, but we have some bad weather coming in. They don't know whether we're going to get an inch of snow or 10 inches of snow, whatever. So I'm going to take the Bobcat and go out and get the big bucket and put it right out in front of the shed doors here, just in case. Regardless how much snow we get, they're talking like up to 50-mile-an-hour winds with it, and we've been getting some terrible wind here lately. We've had like 65, 70-mile-an-hour wind gust, I think, here probably since the last video, I guess. And we've got broken tree branches out in the yard to prove it, because the wind blew like hell the other night. But we've made a little bit of headway with the cab on here. I started painting it, and with an old rattle can of paint that I had, and it was more fight than what it was worth getting it out. But it's too cold to paint now, so that's why I'm not doing it today. I got it all, I think it's all pretty much welded and primed and what have you. Let me see if I can get you in. I may be partial blocking your view, but I'll try to get you set up here. Bear with me. Set this back down, and we have got a lot of upcoming projects. This summer. Yeah, this thing, it's tall. But if you look at the compact tractors, I guess they call them, the small homestead style tractors or whatever, the cabs look huge on them, so people can fit inside of them. But my problem is my back and bending over. And the original cabs that went on here, they were tall too, but maybe only up to about this point. This is probably 10 inches taller than what the original cabs are. But I made it taller to save my back. And Matthew, he may be running it, helping me out sometime in the winter. This is probably going to be off all summer. But, and Matthew, he's 6'7", and he has plenty of room to get in here and get turned around and everything. I was afraid that it was going to be too narrow. I think I got to hook the other side first. I was afraid it was going to be too narrow. for me to get in there and get turned around. But it's not. It's there we go. It's not too narrow. I can get in there, get turned around with no problem, and without bending clear over. Now, one of the projects we're going to have this summer, if I'm in view, hopefully I am. Excuse me, I had a slice of pizza for lunch, and it's but one of the upcoming projects, when the weather straightens out, I've got an axle seal here leaking, and I put I have to put a small coffee can down there just to keep it from running all over the floor. And then I just pour the hydraulic fluid back in, and it takes over a month before that gets half full. So, and I rinse it out, let all the crap settle to the bottom. But anyway, that's going to be one of the first projects. You have to take the wheel off, take this side cover off, unhook the drive chain going to the back, and well, if you stick around, you'll see what it's going to entail. But I got this is part of our old furnace that caught on fire here a few years ago, and I need to flatten. You can see how black the side is there, but I need to flatten that out, and that's going to be the majority of the top up there. And then I have plexiglass in the boxes behind there. I think I'm going to put a piece of plexiglass up here in the front, so you know when you're lifted clear up high you can see. I put made these covers to hold the hoses, because when you get up there at the top, sometimes the hoses and the fittings were kind of rubbing, and I didn't want them to catch, you know. So I've got one there, you can see the other one on the other side. Got one on each side, kind of hold the, and then that way this is just like a skid plate is all that's amounting to. But so yeah, that's gonna be one of the first projects. We've had crazy weather. I mean, it gets up in like 70, and then the 60s, the 50s, then it'll drop off cold for a few days again and everything. But you know, it's not going to be long, and the weather will be straightened out, so we can get on. And those that are new to the channel, this used to be a stock rack that went into a pickup. You know, it sat in the back of a pickup, so you could haul a cow or a couple of hogs or something. But like I said, I've got plenty of room to get in here and operate all the controls and everything, and Matthew can too. So it may look ducky because it's 10, 11 inches taller than what it should be. And also, the original cabs only went to here, and then they came back this way. They were small. They were smaller cabs than what this is. And if it's super cold, I still have enough room Yeah, I'm standing straight up now just to show you. But if it's super cold, then I have enough room. I can hang that Chinese or Viver diesel heater back up in there. So when I enclose it with plexiglass, I'll have some heat in there. And I still have to make a door if I want to and whatever. So that's where we're at. We're 10 minutes, almost 10 and a half minutes into this. I'm going to get this thing started and pulled out, and I'll bring you back. I want to get that blue barrel back there, get it out of the shed, and then I'll bring you back. I got some stuff on I'm going to take off. Okay, we got the barrel out of there and some stuff moved. So I'll explain why I needed that extra room back there in a minute. Hopefully the glare isn't screwing everything up. Okay. Yeah, the reason I wanted that barrel out of there is the temperatures are supposed to really drop. I think it's like 44 degrees now. And if the temperatures really plummet, I don't know, Dad told me the other day that I think Channel 4 said it was supposed to get down to like 2 degrees or something like that. So if it does, and we get snow that is going to drift and what have you, then I can fire up the cancer cannon there and pre-warm this if it's needed. That's why let me get my old man drop light out here. So I can get my drip can back in place. So I don't have, I'd rather have the hydraulic fluid in the can than all over the floor. Let's see. I need to go just a little bit more. It doesn't take much, and you folks that deal with oils and hydraulic fluids and stuff, it doesn't take very much to make it look like you've really lost a lot. You know, you dump a cup full of oil, even blood. You dump a half a cup of blood on the floor, wait 5 minutes, and it looks like you lost a gallon, you know. So, but yeah, that's I have got everything in such a mess here. I got to spend some time cleaning it up. I'm not going to make you guys go through that. I've got boxes of what the hell was in there. I don't remember. Something I ordered, and I just burnt a big pile of cardboard that I had here for the winter to start the wood stove with. I even had let me get that shoved back in there. I even had that Harbor Freight bag, was full of Christmas wrapping and boxes from Christmas. I burnt that the other day. I threw it in there and cleaned the mess up a little bit. Yeah, I've been just kind of screwing around, fixing up my old welding hoods. I've had this hood, oh geez, I don't know, probably close to 30 years, and it was busted. I had back surgery and I was off work for 9 months. Well, one of the guys, they thought they'd use my hood until they broke it, and then they didn't use it anymore. And I had duct tape on there. But I peeled the duct tape off, put some of them wire plastic welding staples in there, painted it, put in new plastic lenses, and let's see, Matthews auto darkening hood, which is right there. Ordered new lenses for that. Naturally, they're smaller than what's supposed to be in there, and they fall out. So I had to put a piece of black tape on that side on his auto darkening hood. When that other hood got broke, I bought this one, which is a nice hood. I cut plastic lenses for this. I had a piece of plexiglass down in the basement, and it happened to be just the right thickness. So I cut 2 new clear lenses for this, and the hood gear, it was broke. I don't remember where it's at, but the headgear broke on it years ago. So I got back on the jungle and got 3 sets of headgear. It came in one box. You could get one of them for, I don't know what it was, $21, $19, something like that for one of them. For $3 more, you got 2 other ones, so you get 3. So that's what I did. So that was just another little something I've been monkeying with. My grandson, he was having troubles with his pickup, and we'd been working on it off and on. Finally got it straightened out, as far as I know, because I haven't gotten any more phone calls from Dad or Chet. Chet is my grandson. And so yeah, I gotta put the wire welder back up. I tell you this, I was welding some of this with that wire welder, and it was working okay. I mean, no big deal. But then I thought, I'm gonna use Matthew's Tombstone Lincoln. That one's Matthew's. He got it from my late cousin, Matthew's godfather, before he passed away. Vic, we call him Slim. I don't remember. I think he gave it to Matthew. Matthew may have bought it from him. I'm not sure. And then this one is mine. Matthew's has longer leads, so I used it. And 6013 Hobart rod. So I switched over to the stick welder, and it did a good job. You had to really be careful. That's not going to want to focus. But you had to really be careful with the stick welder. But what I found out, and I'm sure it's the difference in wire, because that's the flux core stuff there, where I had it tacked with that flux core, and then I went to go over the tacks with the 6013. Boy, what a mess you had. It just, well, here's a couple examples there. It just would not, it just made a mess. I should have ground that out and re-welded it, but I didn't. I mean, it is what it is. It's not rollover protection at all, okay? And I've said that from the beginning. It's just going to be something to keep the weather off a guy in the winter. And I've got a bunch of plexiglass there, 2 boxes. I think there's three pieces per box, and I may need more, but I'm not gonna completely enclose this in plexiglass, like, you know, up in here. I don't know, I may just put canvas tarp or something. I don't know yet. I don't know. But a guy's definitely going to want to see, you know, down beside you, in front of you, and what little bit I can turn around kind of behind you. And but I think it's going to work out, and it's a lot sturdier than what you think it is. I mean, it's pretty rigid. But if a guy, like I said, guy rolls it down a hill, you're screwed, you know. But if you just tip it over, it may keep a guy from, you know, falling out the side and getting damaged, if you will, that way. But there's one of the hold downs. But this summer, it's going to come off. I'm not going to leave it on here all summer long, or I probably won't. I don't know. But here's another part of that furnace or heater that we could use up on top. I may put it up here on the back and cut a window out. I don't know. It ain't that big of a deal. But anyway, so yeah, that's that stock rack. And I'll show you what I'm going to do, or what I think I'm going to do with what's left of that stock rack. This piece right here. I don't know if I can get back far enough. Make pockets, and they'll go right behind that fender, right to the back of the trailer. It's going to be down a little bit lower to be down there. And weld some legs back on this and make sides for here, for this side. And that's 1-inch square tubing. So I thought, what am I going to use for stake pockets? I need some 1.25-inch angle iron. Well, Matthew and I, we were at Lowe's last weekend buying paint and primer for that cab on the Bobcat, and they had some 1.25-inch angle to make stake pockets with. $25 plus tax for a 3-foot piece. And I'm like, holy cow. wasn't about to spend that, so I came home, and Monday or Tuesday, whatever day it was, I got to thinking, well, they had angle iron scab welded onto this for whatever reason. So I came out to measure it, and it's 1.25 inch angle. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of that, and they're over 4 feet long. So I got more than enough to make the stake pockets with. So that may be another project. And then under this canvas tarp, if you go back, I want to work on this summer also. That diesel generator, I need to take it apart. It starts right up, but boy does it smoke. So either it smokes way too much. Either it needs an injector, or the timing needs to be changed in it, and the way you do that is by putting shims underneath the fuel pump, and the fuel pump looks like an injector, but it's not. So if it's burning too rich, like it is, you add a shim under that fuel pump. And if it's burning too lean, then you take a shim out. But we need to take, and you've got to just dismantle this thing to even, because naturally the injector's on top and there's no access door. There may be an access door when we're done with it. I know some models had one, but and I think also there's a compression release lever that you can't even get to without that access door on top. So anyway, naturally all the goodies are on this side apparently, because we've looked at all the other 3 sides. Ta-da! So there's what it is. It's patchy, and this was given to me, and it's on wheels. But yeah, I want to, it starts, runs, and puts out electricity and everything. I don't remember if I did a video on it or not, but it just doesn't run correctly. So we have that. Little ditty. I thought I had, yeah, I got gas. Okay, well, that's enough. This is going to be way too long of a video. I'm going to cut a bunch of it out. But those are the projects that we have upcoming. With that, friends and neighbors, we got a little bit of rain and things are starting to green up, but we have got a mess to clean up this summer. There's the sticks in the yard that the wind blew out the other day. So cornbread's in the house napping, and with that, friends and neighbors, happy trails.